Welcome back everyone to episode 30 of the Sim Racing Show. It's the biggest sim racing show ever. By the end of this, you are going to be up to date with all of the news in the world of sim racing, because I went with the Sim Racing Show to Germany to the 2024 Sim Racing Expo, and I just hunted down all of the biggest, all of the mid-range, all of the budget and boutique sim racing companies and asked them the questions that I know you want answers. So I chatted a lot with Fanatec, Thrustmaster, Logitech, Simucube, Camus, Pimax, Conspit, and so many more companies basically. So there were over 80 exhibitors, and I was just flat out from open till the lights coming off, and some really interesting things. So I would say the star of the show really for me was the Simucube active pedal, but interestingly, hidden away, I saw SimMagic also have a active pedal. I don't think it's going to be called an active pedal, but I spoke a lot with Tyler at SimMagic to understand the differences in active pedals. This is the new technology in braking. It's kind of awkward for all of the manufacturers, hardware manufacturers making load cells, because they say that the load cells are incredible and they have incredible materials, but the active pedals are just a generational leap in terms of adjustability and performance. Also, big shout out to Pimax. Pimax were on site with their VR Crystal, Pimax Crystal headsets, working flat out so that many people as possible could just get a VR headset on that's adjusted for them and just decide, have first impressions whether they like it or not. And so many people could get on the active pedals, so many people could get on the VR headsets as well. Fanatec, who I've been covering for such a long time, the Corsair acquisition has now closed. They're moving into this new era working with Corsair. It was really interesting. Basically, they came with 5 new products. They came with a CSL Porsche Vision Gran Turismo wheel. They finally released the Bentley wheel with very little lag actually on the screen. They released a new Club Sport handbrake with a load cell in it. And they also released the Fanatec Club Sport cockpit, which is really the Corsair cockpit. And I spoke a lot with the engineer of that cockpit, the designer, who's a Corsair designer. And it was pretty cool to see it now in part of the Fanatec family. Very interesting rig, that one. By the way, it's going to be a separate video covering Fanatec. I was asking them, obviously, the questions that you know I'm going to ask them and getting the answers. So a lot of interesting conversations with Fanatec, but I felt a lot of positivity about Fanatec in terms of a lot of new products and also updates to the software as well. And I was able to get a lot of hands-on time with Assetto Corsa EVO.